Welcome to Market Matters. I'm Nadia Hassan together with Jonathan, Gan and Sulhi Azman. John, today is hump day, isn't it? Because it's Wednesday. So because of that, it's the last day of the third quarter. And it's been a third quarter that I think a lot of people wanted to forget.
That's true, but it's ending the quarter with a bang.
Well, somewhat of a bang, right?
Somewhat of a bang.
Yeah, but it's been a really bad, I mean, it's like summer, like nobody wants to take summer holidays. This has been like the worst quarter for markets since like 2011. Asian markets haven't seen this bad since like back to the Asian financial crisis. True. And you're right, it ended a little bit on a higher note, but I think Suhi has been watching it the whole day. Is that true?
Yeah, it is true. Well, if you look, I mean, before I get into the market, right, it reminds me of the songs like Wake Me Up When September Ends, you know, so
I love Green Day. Don't you love Green Day?
Yeah, that's a good one,
October,
man.
you know, so we are hopefully, you know, looking for something positive. Anyway, FBM LCI today closed nearly 18 points higher at 1,721 points, in line with a strong performance in the regional markets today, with some 1.6 billion shares traded, worth 2.49 billion ringgit changing hands today. Now, the top active counter was TMS Life Sciences with 62.5 million shares traded. IFCA MSC, yet another stock which I think John likes, was also the second most active counters with 56.3 million shares traded. Now,
he doesn't like it. It makes him feel very essentially confused. Anyway, let's continue.
Anyway,
regionally,
okay, I mean, over the night, Dow Jones and S&P 500 closed up today, and across the regional market today, we see green. You know,
but that's because of oil, I think.
I mean, oil price really rebounded a bit, but then, you know, it seems depressed below $50 per barrel. But anyway, Japan's Nikkei was up 457 points, Hong Kong's Hang Seng up 288 points, and South Korea's Kospi up by 20 points. Now, before I give it back to you guys, let's talk about ringgit. You know, the ringgit, which has tested the 4.4 region, has recovered and softened to 4.396 for every US dollar and for every US $1. And MDF research has said that the ringgit may test around 4 ringgit and 40 to 4 ringgit and 50 cent by the end of 2015. Now, back to you guys.
Oh, thanks a lot for that, Suhi. So moving on to our hot stock of the day. We're looking at a plantation giant in the form of FGV Holdings Bhd. Now, usually this stock, right, it had a very big day. It went up about almost 5% to a ringgit 50. Mm-hmm. Interesting, wasn't it?
Yeah, so it's actually the fourth most actively traded counter with 39.6 million shares traded.
And the reason for that was because they actually came out to talk about the controversial Eagle High plantation deal. They actually came out to sort of soothe worries as if their video wasn't enough. And I'm very serious. FGV made a video defending their choice. Go watch it, it's on YouTube. The fact is, they haven't completed the due diligence yet, but they came out to say that in light of the volatile current market conditions, we are soothing your nerves a bit, taking additional steps to ensure that the deal brings value to its shareholders. I don't know if the word he chose was quite good, because apparently he said it's unhelpful to speculate, you know, on the outcome of the comprehensive. Unhelpful. Unhelpful. What? You're not in middle school. You know, the fact is, if you're a public listed company, you should have this kind of scrutiny, don't you agree?
Correct. So, I mean, in line with FGV's due diligence, I also did a little bit of due diligence on my own and called up an analyst and asked them, actually, how is FGV doing? So, based on their quotes, they're saying that August growth numbers were pretty good for FGV, and their production growth in August was actually above the national average of 13%. So, it seems that it's a seasonal peak for FGV. And the analyst also mentioned that there could be, there's actually good news in terms of plantation counters, because next year in mid-2016, due to El Nino weather events, CPO prices are expected to surge another 40%.
Do you believe that, though?
I think
they've been talking about El Nino for a couple of months already.
Yeah.
Has it really come? I mean, with the haze, we never really know.
Well, this comes from James Fry. He's
okay,
apparently a CPO expert.
I will not kind of disargue with James Fry, but the fact of the matter is, Malaysia's not lacking for plantation companies. You know, there are tons of them. So FGV, with this deal that has gotten so much criticism, I don't know. Even if, you know, the 150 share price is good enough, maybe because there was some reassurance, there was people taking up chances to buy. But I keep coming back to this whole word he uses, where basically unhelpful. You're a public listed company. You should have the cojones to actually take criticism, especially for deals. If your shareholders are worried that the deal will not be good enough, I mean, it's something to be expected. So you cannot sort of sit in your corner and say like, oh, we are a bit, leave us until we know what we're doing. I don't know. What do you feel? Do you think fundamentally it's still good enough?
I think the shareholders indeed have a right to question because look, they haven't provided a lot of confidence and issuing a booklet and saying that this
and a
is
video,
out.
don't forget the
Yeah,
video.
Yeah, it's basically maybe it's not enough to calm fears and you look at how the share price has been bashed down since the IPO. And these are evidences that do not give people confidence.
Yeah, well, just to bring things back home, of course, there are positive comments about, there are positive comments from experts which actually lift the CPO outlook, never mind that commodities now feel a bit afraid. The fact is they've not done the duty on Eagle High. They're saying they were taking more time, taking more steps to make sure that the shareholders get a good deal. But again, they do say that it's unhelpful for the criticism. I think you can weigh on either side of the fence for that. For me, I think that as a public listed company, you should take bric-a-brac as well as you take adoration.